Hey guys, so I got tagged by Vlogging Bestendo to do a 5 facts about me video, um, but I wrote down 10 of them because I don't know, I guess I was bored and I just thought of 5 more. And I have written down everything I'm gonna say on the screen here, so if I'm looking there, I usually do this, so it's not that I don't pay attention, but everything I'm reading sort of from the screen what I'm gonna say. But anyway, the first fact, yeah, and I guess I'll just say that these are just some random that just came to my head. So yeah. But first, I love amusement parks, and I would love to go to America or whatever place that has some really good amusement parks and ride everything. And we don't really have that many amusement parks here in Sweden. We usually just go to the same one over and over again, so it gets a little bit boring. So that's something I wanted to do for a very long time. The second fact is I am a pretty good writer. Um, I loved writing a while ago, but I've kind of lost the interest now. According to me, I am not really a great writer, but every single teacher I've had has said that I am a very good writer. I don't know, maybe that's something teachers just say, but I don't think that that's the case, because a lot of people has been saying that, and yeah. And well, a little funny story is that a year ago or so, our teacher read a story to our class written by me, but I said I didn't want her to mention I wrote it. But my classmates loved the story and wanted to know, and they got really surprised I had written it, because in school I was pretty quiet and didn't talk too much, so they got pretty surprised I had written that. And they pretty much treated me as a new person that day, so I guess I'm a pretty good writer. And the third fact is I'm afraid of heights, which might be kinda ironic since I love amusement parks and roller coasters, but at roller coasters you have like a seat belt or something, so it's different. And next, I hate spiders, but I like snakes. I guess it's not that strange that I don't like spiders. It might be more unusual though that I like snakes, and I would seriously want a snake here in my room, but my mom is not really too positive on that. So, and next one, I hate being on the beach, as I think most people like, but I just don't like how hot it is, how warm it is, but I like to swim. I love jumping into and over waves and stuff, but we don't even have waves here that much, so I don't go to the beach. I have probably not been to the beach for 2-3 years. So, and I don't just collect movies. I collect CDs, magazines, posters, movie-related items, and shirts with band prints. Um, yeah, I don't have many of all of them, but probably eventually I'm gonna get a lot of them also. Yeah. And number 7 is that I used to paint Warhammer maybe 5 years ago or so, and they look like, I don't know how well you can see this. It's very dark, but it's like small figures that you write, and you can like play with them, but not just play like toys, but like some strategy game. I'm not sure, I haven't done it, but and if someone wants, I could show you everything that I have, because I have pretty many actually, and it would take too long to show in this video. And number 8, my favorite band is Hardcore Superstar. I like them so effing much that I'm pretty sure that it will always be my favorite band pretty much. It has been for 8 years now, and I've listened to them like constantly for 8 years, and I don't get tired of the songs. So, and I have also listened to like hundreds of bands that I liked since I discovered Hardcore Superstar, but nothing beats them. So yeah. And number 9 is that I am very tall. I am 196 centimeters, I think, and I don't know how much that is in feet, or I'm not sure if that's what you count with in America, but I'm 196 centimeters tall. And number 10, I said that my writing skills is pretty good, but then my handwriting skills is awful. I have not improved myself in that for probably 6 years, because I don't know how well you can see, but I mean, this is not good. It's terrible. But that's my facts, and thank you for watching as usual. Hey guys, this is just a quick video letting you know that I will do a movie of the month series, and it's very simple. Basically what I'm gonna do is watching more movies than usual, and then in the end of each month I'm gonna review, or I'm gonna pick my favorite one of the ones that I've watched, and maybe review it and share my opinions and stuff. And I'm gonna start with this in March, because I came up with this idea in like a week ago or something. So I wanted to use the full month to watch movies. So I wanted to start in March. In March, if you know what I mean. And I think someone has done this before. And if you have, I want you to know that I'm not ripping you off or anything. I don't know who you are, but I actually thought of that after I came up with the idea. And yeah, and also I'm gonna do my favorite movies of 2008, but I'm gonna wait probably a few months, because movies here in Sweden come out, some of them come out very late, so I don't want to make the video and then watch a movie and thinking like, crap, I forgot that one. So I'm gonna do that in a few months probably. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to let you know. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, this will be my first movie of the month video, and if you don't know what it is, it's exactly what it sounds like. I just basically tell you about the movies I saw from the previous month, and my favorite movie of those. And I thought of this in February, I think, this year. And the reason that I didn't start in February is because I thought of it like in the middle of February, and I wanted to take advantage of the whole month. I didn't want to start in the middle, so that's why I waited until March, and this will be my favorite movie of all the movies that I saw in March. And these are of course only movies that I've not seen before, and I have a list of all of the movies that I saw, so I thought I'd start with telling you all of the movies. So first is a Swedish movie called Maria Larssons eviga ögonblick, and then The Happening, Get Smart, Bruce and Lloyd Out of Control, Death Race, Kenny, Good Luck Chuck, Halloween from the one from 2007, Spaceballs, The 12 Chairs, Wedding Days, Cougar Club, Major League, Tears of the Sun, and then another Swedish one, Män som hatar kvinnor, History of the World Part 1, Scanners, Wieners, Muggers, Live and Let Die, 40 Days and 40 Nights, The Man with the Golden Gun, A View to a Kill, Saw 4, Taxi 2, Very Bad Things, Evil Dead, Phelan, Twilight, Nothing But the Truth, Slumdog Millionaire, the House Bunny, Let the Right One In, Soul Man, Master Killer, the 36th Chamber of Shaolin, Drop Dead Fred, Trading Places, and Ladybugs. So I saw pretty many movies in March, and my favorite movie of those are Phelan, or is Phelan. It's like about it's from 2008, so it's a new movie, and it's about this man who lives with his family, and one night they have a burglar, I think, in their house, and he accidentally kills him, but he just like tried to stop him. But since the burglar was not in the house, so it's not counted as self-defense, I guess. So they convicted him, is that the right word? Well, for murder. and he got into prison, but it's not like a normal prison because all the inmates, they are put in this gladiatorial arena and they have to fight each other. So this man like has to struggle to survive, I guess. So yeah, pretty short video. These videos won't be really long, but thanks for watching, and I will be back with this in May, and I will also upload a DVD update pretty soon. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Hey guys, this is a video of my most anticipated movies to come out. You know, the movies that I'm looking forward to the most. And it's not just this year, the date doesn't matter, but yeah, I'm just gonna start. So the movies are, first of all, Jackass 3. It says it will be released this year. It probably won't be released this year in Sweden, but it's worth the wait. And when I heard that Jackass number 2 was gonna come out like 2 years ago, I was really excited, and I wasn't let down in any way. And I love the TV show and everything Jackass has done, so I'm really looking forward to this. And the next one, or ones actually, is The Hobbit 1 and 2. And I don't know if it's gonna be similar to Lord of the Rings, but it looks awesome. And it says that both will be released 2012, which it's long until that, so the date might change. I don't know, I'm just guessing. And Guillermo del Toro, I can't pronounce it, but who is the director, announced that they won't start shooting until 2010. So I guess that it's very possible that the date will change. And the next one, Kung Pao 2, Tongue of Fury. It says that this will be released 2010, and the first one, Enter the Fist, it's actually one of my favorite comedies, one of my favorite movies of all time. The jokes are just so hilarious and exactly my kind of humor. And I also find Steve Whitaker's, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I find his other movies hilarious as well. For example, The Nutty Professor, both of them are just awesome. So, but if you haven't seen the first one, Enter the Fist, Kung Pao Enter the Fist, I really suggest you to do it, because it's really funny, and you may not like it because I guess the humor is a bit different and weird in a way, but I just love it, love everything about it, so yeah. And then The Spy Next Door. It's gonna be released 2010 as well. Well, I don't know, I'm just reading from the IMDb page, but I'm taking the information from there, so yeah. But Jackie Chan, who stars in the movie, is my idol. I love every single movie he's done, of the ones I've seen, of course. And actually, his new movie, The Chingy Incident, hasn't been released yet. But I look forward more to The Spy Next Door, because that's comedy and The Chingy Incident is not. And I love Jackie Chan's humor, so yeah. And it's also announced that he's gonna star in an untitled Karate Kid remake, which sounds pretty cool, so I'm looking forward to that too. And then Night at the Museum 2, Battle of the Smithsonian. And I loved the first movie, so I'm just looking forward to this. And it says it will be released in May here in Sweden, so it's probably not that long until it's gonna be released in America and around there. But this one has an amazing cast in my opinion. Like, everyone I guess doesn't have that big parts, but to mention my favorites, Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson, Robin Williams, Jonah Hill, Bill Hader, Steve Coogan, Hank Azaria, and Eugene Levy. Just sounds amazing, like an explosion of comedic talents. or something. But at least I like them a lot. You may not agree, but that's an awesome cast in my opinion. And lastly, uh, Funny People, which also will be released pretty soon, I think, in August here in Sweden. And Adam Sandler and Seth Rogen are two of my favorite comedians, comedic actors. And Leslie Mann is also probably my favorite female actor, actually. Um, so I think this will be really awesome. And the movie, yeah, I said that it will be released in Sweden. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. So that was my list of my most anticipated movies. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, I just wanted to talk about something. This is gonna sound like I'm whining, but I just wanted to say that I won't really make that many videos until I get a better cam, because my um, webcam that I have now is really bad and it's screwing up all the time. It's really annoying. Um, so until I get a better camera, I will only do very quick updates of stuff I get. And it's not like I am too lazy to make videos, because I really love making videos. Every time I get ready for a DVD update, I'm really excited to make it, and then I always get annoyed and disappointed and stuff when the webcam is not working the way I want it to work, which is not. I don't have many. I don't have high. I can't think of the word, but yeah, basically I wanted to let you know that won't make that many videos until I get a better camera. But thanks for watching all of my videos. Don't unsubscribe, because I will come back with better videos soon, hopefully, when I get my camera. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, and welcome to my February 27th DVD update. So the first one is Scrubs Season 2, which I got for a really cheap price, $1.50 I think, because I got it for the VHS prices. The store probably thought that it was a VHS, and they were probably stupid too. So I got it for 10 kroner. And then Die Another Day, which I don't really like this one, but the reason I got it was because it was cheap and it had 2 discs and a slipcover and a little booklet. So yeah. And the next one is Mr. Bean, the Ultimate Disaster Movie. I have seen this on VHS a lot of times, but I've never seen it on DVD. And I now have all the things that Rowan Atkinson has released as Mr. Bean on DVD, so yeah. Next, Waking Up in Reno, with Billy Bob Thornton and Patrick Swayze. It's about these 2 couples on the front here. They go on a road trip to Reno. Basically, that's all I can say, and it's pretty funny. Next, Bark with Lisa Kudrow, Hank Azaria, and some others that I don't know who they are. And it's about this guy right here. His wife thinks that she's a dog, and he tries to get help from Lisa Kudrow's character, who is a veterinarian, and this guy, who is a doctor of some kind, and Hank Azaria's character is his best friend. And it's a really bad the first maybe half hour or something, but it does get a bit better. I don't think that you should buy it because it's just a waste of money, at least in my opinion. But I guess I've seen worse. And the next one is the best one of this update by far. It's The Family Man with Nicolas Cage, and it's about Nicolas Cage's character. He is a really successful guy, really rich and stuff, and 13 years ago he left his girlfriend for the job, sort of, not really, but and then the next morning, 13 years after he left her, he wakes up with her and having no idea why she's there, and they have apparently kids, and yeah, you should see it because it's a really funny comedy, and yeah, definitely my favorite Nicolas Cage movie. The last one for this update is The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler, Chris Rock and Burt Reynolds. This is an ex-rental, but it's an Adam Sandler movie, and I always buy them when I see them. So, well, if not for any price, of course, but if they're cheap, which this was. So that's my pretty short, small DVD update for February 27th. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. So this will be a video of my Warhammer collection, and if you don't know what Warhammer is, it's like just these small figures that you color, and I have everything here, the 2 boxes with some different stuff, and I'm gonna start with the colors. So here is the colors. I'm sorry for the bad lighting, but it's pretty much all kinds of colors. It's a lot of dark ones, and there are different names of them other than just red. For example, Scab Red, Skull White, Chaos Black. So they have a little bit different names because there are also a lot of different in each color. But the colors, they are really dry because I've had them in my closet for years, so like you can't use them anymore. But I didn't plan to get into this again. I just thought I'd show you everything. Next I'm going to show you the figures. So here are the figures in no specific order whatsoever, and some more. I haven't painted any of these for probably 4 years or something, so I don't remember the names or anything. And then if you want to build like a scenery, we bought like a table and some grass, but that's in the attic at my dad's, so I couldn't bring it here. But I do have some trees, like I don't know if they're meant for Warhammer really, but you can use them to Warhammer, but we never did. And they're falling down, but that doesn't matter, they look the same. So that's my collection of Warhammers. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to talk about my most anticipated albums to come out in this year, 2009. So first of all we have beg for it with Hardcore Superstar. Hardcore Superstar is my favorite band of all time and has been for probably 8 years soon. And they're Swedish and they play sleaze rock slash hard rock. And if you haven't heard them, I suggest you to listen to the song Dreaming in a Casket here on YouTube. You can just search on Hardcore Superstar and you will find the title. And the next album is from Hypocrisy, and I don't know the name of the album because there hasn't really been any confirmation when it's gonna be released, if it's gonna be released. But a lot of people have said it's gonna be released in the beginning of this year, but I can't say it's gonna be released, but if it's gonna be released, I don't wanna leave it out. So yeah, but it's a Swedish band as well, and they play death metal or melodic death metal, and it has my favorite musical composer or music composer as the lead singer and guitarist of the band. And next up we have Hammerfall with No Sacrifice, No Victory. Again, this is a Swedish band, and I think that the album is going to be released February 20th. I can't pronounce that, but I've heard one song from the new album and it was really good. I heard it at a Swedish gala or festival. I'm not sure of the name, but the song was really good, so I'm really looking forward to it. And then we have Insomnium with TBA. I don't have that much to say about this band, but it's a great melodic death metal band, and they're Finnish. I don't know that much about them. And the next band is Lilla Syster, Swedish band, a Swedish name as well, and it means little sister. And I don't know if the album is called Unknown or if it's unknown what the album is called. It's probably unknown what it's called, but yeah, I don't know. But they play metal slash hardcore apparently. I thought they played hard rock, but I guess not. And as I said, they're Swedish. I know it's a lot of Swedish bands on this list, but I'm from Sweden, so it's not that strange. And the next band is Hot Leg with their album Red Light Fever, and they are British, and this is Justin Hawkins from the Darkness new band, and I think they're gonna play the same genre as the Darkness did, and I really like the Darkness, so I'm looking forward to this a lot. And the album is gonna be released February 9th, I think, so it's not far at all to there. And the last album is by The Prodigy, and it's called Invaders Must Die. This band is also British, and they play sort of electronic music. And the album will be released on February 23rd, I think. So it's a lot of good albums coming up now real soon. And I usually don't listen to electronic music, but this is different. It's like hardcore techno, rave. Yeah, there was a lot of genres or subgenres there. I don't remember them all, but listen to them. They're really awesome. So that's all the bands, all the albums. I'm gonna put the band's MySpace pages in the sidebar, so check the bands out. And please support them because all of these bands are amazing. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hey guys, this will be my DVD update for March 13. So I have really many to show this time because I sold some games on the internet, and yeah, I got like twice the money than I usually do buy for. So yeah, let's start off with The Heartbreak Kid. And I really started to like Ben Stiller movies. I liked him before, but well, I guess I started to collect them. And this is also with Malin Åkerman, however you want to pronounce it in English or American. and this is like about them two getting married too soon, and on the honeymoon Ben Stiller discovers like what person she really is, and sort of regrets everything, I guess. Um, and I really like it. You should definitely watch that one. And the next one is Kenny. And when I bought this, I didn't know what it was. I've seen it in a video, and he liked it a lot, so I just got it. And I didn't know it was a mockumentary. And it says here a mix between Borat and Jackass, so I maybe should have guessed it was, but I didn't agree with that. Maybe a little bit Borat, but not Jackass. But it's basically about this guy who he works with cleaning toilets, and that's basically it. But it's pretty good, but I have to say I was a little bit disappointed. The next one is Good Luck Chuck with Dane Cook and Jessica Alba, and I don't know why, but every woman Dane Cook sleeps with, she falls in love with. She like finds the man of her life, or the love of her life, the day after or very soon after, and of some reason it seems like Jessica Alba's character is the only one who doesn't know that. And like they sort of like each other, and but then Dane Cook, he remembers that, well, if he sleep with her, he will lose her, and he doesn't want that, so he has to sort of hide from her, and it was pretty funny. I enjoyed pretty much all the Dane Cook's movies that I've seen. Next is probably one of my it's Rat Race, and this has a very good cast,
like John Cleese, Rowan Atkinson, Cuba Gooding Jr., Whoopi Goldberg, Seth Green, John Lovitz, and it's about well, it's pretty hard to explain. I think that well, it's not hard to explain, but it takes time for me for some reason. But it's a very funny movie that you should check out. And the next one is the Rob Zombie remake of Halloween. I have only seen the original, not any of the sequels, and I guess I like the original more. But I like this due to the fact that it has a lot of gore in it, and I like gore. So I thought it was good. I wasn't really disappointed or anything. It was sort of like I thought it would be. And the next one is Wedding Days with Jason Biggs. It's about he proposes to his girlfriend, and she dies before she answers. And then 6 months later, at the restaurant, he asks a random waitress to marry him, and surprisingly, she says yes. And it is pretty funny, actually. Hey guys, this will be part 2 of my latest update, and sorry if I seem annoyed in this video, but that's because I am. Because I've already recorded everything of this I already recorded 12 minutes of the remaining DVDs, just to find out that the sound of some damn reason wasn't recording. So I have to do this again, and I won't talk about them, I'm just gonna show them, because I don't know, it's so annoying. I'm just gonna show them. Cloverfield, Very Bad Things, Mel Brooks Collection, Volume 1, with Spaceballs, Live Stinks, The 12 Chairs, and History of the World, Part 1, Tears of the Sun, Major League, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, General Rolf, Del Part 3, Swedish sitcom, Meet the Spartans, Cougar Club, Taxi 2, Saw 4,
A View to Kill, A View to a Kill, the man with the golden gun, 40 nights and 40 days and 40 nights, Live and Let Die, Muggers, Scanners, Wieners, and then the complete series of Care of Segemyhr, seasons 1 through 5, and this is a Swedish sitcom, very very funny. The rest ones I have not seen yet. It's Gladiator Cup, The Evil Dead, and seasons 2 and 3 of 21 Jump Street. And then I have 2 CDs that comes with a DVD, or it's 2 Dimmu Borgir CDs and some footage from recordings of the album and live. So that's part 2. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the very quick thing here, but if you had my webcam, you would understand, trust me. Hey guys, this won't really be a very happy video because I won't make any more videos for YouTube, because all my videos are movie related now, and I've sold all my movies. As you can see, they are not there, because I mean I don't want to spend all my money on movies. That's because that's what I've been doing. I've just been buying movies for all my money. As soon as I get some money, I'll buy movies for them. So I sold them, and I am gonna buy. I mean, I don't know. I haven't planned what I'm gonna buy. I'm not gonna buy movies more. I just feel like it's a waste of money, and yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. So no more videos from me, but you can still watch them, still comment whatever you want to, and I will also watch movies on YouTube. I just won't buy any more movies or make videos. Nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, I'm just kidding. My movies are here. It was really a pain in the ass to get them down. I'll show you. And now I have to put them up again. Hey guys, as you may have noticed, I have removed a lot of videos from my channel because I had used clips from movies and TV shows, and I only used the material to introduce Swedish stuff to my viewers who was interested, you know, from other countries. But I removed them now just in case, and I don't know if everything that I removed was copyrighted, but the last thing I want is having my account suspended, so I deleted everything. And I have used audio swap on a lot of videos too, where I have used music, um, and this sucks of course, because I have put so many hours into these videos and I'm so stupid, so I haven't saved them to my computer. But now I have deleted everything that might have been copyrighted, so but I can't complain really, because it's my own fault that I used it in the first place. But I just thought I'd let you know. So from now on I won't use any music or clips from movies, TV shows, whatsoever. So that's just what I wanted to tell you, so thank you for watching. Hey guys, this will be sort of a little video series that I'm gonna start with. I'm basically just gonna show you and talk about some maybe a bit less known movies, and it will probably not be that many parts, but I'll just do one when I have a movie, when I've seen a movie that, as I said, I don't think that many people know of. So in this part I have 3 VHS movies that I bought a long time ago, and also I have never seen any of these 3 movies in any DVD update ever. So the first movie is Bad Boys from 1983 with Sean Penn, and it's about Sean Penn's character Mick O'Brien. He accidentally kills Paco Moreno's little brother, and he gets into this teenager prison, I guess. And then Paco Moreno rapes and beats up Mick O'Brien's girlfriend, so they get into the same prison, and maybe you can figure out what happens. And yeah, it's just a great movie, and you definitely have to see this. Nothing to Lose is the next one, with Tim Robbins and Martin Lawrence, and this is not just one of my favorite comedies that's a bit less known, that what this video is about. It's actually one of my favorite comedies in general. It's about Tim Robbins' character Nick Beam. He walks in when his wife is having an affair with him, and he drives away with his car, and then Martin Lawrence's character T. Paul, he jumps into the car with like a gun and give me your money and stuff. And Tim Robbins goes like, oh, you picked the wrong guy at the wrong day, and he kidnaps T. Paul into the desert. And this movie has one of my favorite scenes, and it's just so funny, and I don't know what else to say than watch it. And then the third and the last one is called Jumps. It's with David Arquette and Lucas Haas, or Lucas Hayes, I don't know how you pronounce it. But it's basically about the life on the streets, and it's probably the best movie of its kind that I have seen. And it's really sad. It has really terrible, sad ending, but it definitely also, as this video is about, a movie that you have to see. So that was the first part of, as I said, not many. I think I haven't planned when the next one will be, so it might be soon, might take a long time, I don't know. But thank you for watching, and if you have seen any of these movies, please tell me your opinions, what you think about them, if you agree with me or not. So thank you for watching. Hey guys, welcome to my video response to Bookhouseboy77's video called About Me, where he was telling the viewers about himself, basically. And I said that I would do this video, I commented and said that I would probably make a video response. And then a while after I thought like, I don't want to do that, I don't have that much to say, and at some points I don't know really how to express myself, but I rethought again, because I had said I would, so yeah, I will do it. And at some points I'm gonna have to dig into my vocabulary and look for words, because some things is just hard to explain. um, and I don't know how serious I'm gonna be. I mean, how I mean, not serious. How personal I'm gonna be in this video. But yeah, and this is probably gonna be pretty long. I've actually I always do like a take without the camera. So I've tried to do this video before, and it turns out pretty long. And as I said, I don't know how to express myself sometimes. So yeah, but I hope this will turn out okay. Um, and I want to mention one thing before I'm getting started. Um, I haven't that much to say before 7th grade, so that's when I have the most things to say, just so you know. But I guess I'll start from the start. So yeah, I was born 1992 on May 26th, so I will turn 17 in a week. Um, and my parents, they divorced, or they split up when I was, I think, 2. I don't really remember because I was so little, but yeah, I think I was 2. And where they moved after that, the 2 apartments, I don't have that much memory of, but I only have memories of the 2 next apartments, um, when I was about 6 years old. So my mom met a new man when I was about 6, and we moved to that place when I was, I think, 7, and we lived there until I was 9, and then we moved back here because they split up pretty early. And we have lived here since I was 9. We were only planning on living here about 2 years, but here we are about 8 years later. And then with my dad, he met his current wife about 11, 12 years ago. They actually had their 10-year anniversary. They had been married for 10 years last year, I think. So yeah, and she also has a daughter who is 3 years older than me, and they have twins together, my dad and his new wife. Well, new, but yeah, and they are 9 years old. Well, actually, one is 10. They are twins, but one is 9 and one is 10. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so yeah, and I guess I'll tell you a little bit about school now. Not really that much to say before 7th grade, actually. So I guess I'll start at 7th grade. I was especially friends with 3 people in my class, and then in 7th grade there was some new students who started in our class. I think 6 guys and 2 girls, and those 6 guys, they sort of stole my friends from me. Well, they didn't really. They hang out with us, and I am very shy, so I became more and more outside the group. From 7th to 9th grade, I just became more and more outside, and in the end of the 9th grade, I was barely friends with any of them anymore. So that was kind of sad. I think my life would have been very different today if not would have started in our class in 7th grade. So yeah, I wish I could go back and change some things there, maybe being more social back in 7th grade. And then in 8th grade I started to skip school a lot because I wasn't feeling too good. I mean, not physically, but mentally. I didn't have many friends, wasn't really enjoying my life that much. And I started to skip school maybe for 6 months, at least an hour a day. So that was a lot, and that became a lot more serious in 9th grade, where it came to the point that I had not been in school for a whole month because I was just feeling too down to go to school. And so my parents and my teachers, they decided to give me a special schedule so I could handle school. So they gave me a schedule which allowed me only to go to half lessons, the half of the lessons you have, sort of. It wasn't really exactly the half, but it sort of was something about that. Um, and that just made me even more outside because I became like the guy who just came and went. Everyone didn't really know why I didn't go. It was like this. They said my teachers said that they would tell the class the deal with me that I wasn't really feeling that good and I'll only go to some lessons. But so yeah, I thought that everyone knew that, but then months later a girl told me like, "Why do you come and go all the time?" And I was like, "What? I thought you knew that. I thought she told you that months ago." And she probably did, but maybe that was just her who didn't remember or something. But yeah, um, so yeah, I guess that's all with that. So then in ninth grade, you at least here in Sweden, I don't know how it is in other countries, but you at ninth grade you apply to the gymnasium where you concentrate on another subject than just the school subject. So in my case, I was applying to TV and movie production line in another school, and yeah, that was 1 year ago. You apply I think about a few months before you start school after the summer. So yeah, I got into a great line, a great school. I mean, and yeah, that would have gone very good. But then when I was gonna start, I had these thoughts that it was gonna be horrible. I mean, I'm gonna come to another thing which will make you understand why everything I've explained happened, like the special schedule and stuff. It sort of explains it. Um, where was I? Um, I had these thoughts that it was gonna go horrible. I was very nervous, and but then I thought like, come on, it can't be that bad. But actually, when I went to the school, it was even worse. I mean, no one was mean or anything, but I was so uncomfortable being there, going there alone, hundreds of new people. Yeah, youngest on the school. From being oldest on the school, go to another school, and then you're all of a sudden youngest. So that was hard. So I only went for 1 day, and yeah, I guess I will explain something that you probably need to know now, but that happened 1 week ago from now, so we'll jump a little bit in the time sort of. So um, uh, yeah, I have been going to I forget some stuff. This is hard. But I have been in 2007 in connection with the special schedule. I started to go to some school psychiatrist sort of, and yeah, I did that regularly for most of the time until now. But then a week ago I met a doctor too, and he told me that I had something called social phobia, which is more serious than it sounds, but it's basically I have some problems being around people. I'm very uncomfortable talking to new people. I can give you an example. It's not talking to people, but when I'm going to the movie store, I have to take my bike through town, and that's very hard just to bicycle through my town around a lot of people and stuff. But yeah, he told me that I have social phobia, so that maybe explains some things I've been saying in this video. I don't know. But yeah, at least that explains why I only went 1 day at the gymnasium. I quitted the next day because of that. Yeah, too hard for me basically. Um, yeah. So I started to work as a trainee at a place where I've actually done a video. It's called I don't remember what it's called, but you can probably find it at my channel. But I started to work as a trainee from the hours from 7 in the morning to 10 in the morning, because at 10 the customers come, and with my thing, well, we didn't know that back then. As I said, I found out about that a week ago. So yeah, this was in late 2008, late 2008, and yeah, I started to work there from 7 to 10 until Christmas. So about 3 months I was there, and I was planning to continue there, but I didn't. So in the beginning of 2009, I was gonna start at this school where you it's for kids who, or teen students who excuse me, for students who have some problems with different things. No specific thing, but different things. So I was gonna go there, but I didn't. So instead I suggested that maybe I could study at home, from home. So yeah, that worked. I am now going to school once a week to leave my work, what I've done, my homework, and then I get some new work and I go home and I do that. And that is where I am now. So yeah, that's my story. And Bookhouse Boy, I think, I don't remember everything he said, but I think he said his hobbies, so I guess I'll do that too. I love filming. I love filming, cinematography. I love editing what I filmed and then watch it. I love watching movies. I love music, listening to music. I love being with friends, but I actually only have one friend right now because of my social phobia. But yeah, I guess it's because of that anyway. Hard to explain. Hope you understand. But now I forgot what I was saying again. Oh yeah. I hope this is not going over 10 minutes. But yeah, I love filming and I love music and what I said, and I love bicycling actually. Like in I don't know the word, but yeah, these last 30 seconds have been with just arms, but I think I'm gonna stop the video here because I don't know what else to say, and I may have forgot something, may have been saying something the wrong way, maybe my English is not perfect. I just hope that you are aware of those things. So yeah, I don't know. Thanks for watching. Yeah. Hi guys, this is a shout out video to some of my favorite subscriptions that doesn't have that many subscribers, and I am not gonna give shout outs to DVD updaters, because I think that if you watch my videos, well, I think that most people who watch my videos are DVD updaters, and if you are, you probably know about pretty much all of the DVD updaters that I was gonna give a shout out to. So instead I wanted to give you some shoutouts to other people that has nothing with DVDs to do, and that doesn't have that many subscribers. So yeah, first one is called, little hard to pronounce this, but Myargonaut, something like that. And he makes like these vlogs around Japan, sometimes about how it is being a jet there. I don't know a lot about that. I just watch it because I really enjoy to see how things look in Japan and stuff like that. So yeah, I really like his videos a lot, and he makes plenty of videos too. So if you want to see how things is in Japan, you should definitely check him out. And there are many Japan bloggers, but this is my favorite one. So yeah. And the next one is called Adutku, something like that. He makes like remixes of stuff, like one of them, like a Dumb and Dumber remix, something like that. I have probably watched it about 10 times. I think it's hysterical, I think it's awesome, like you definitely have to watch it. It's one of the best remixes I know. And the next one is called www.coasterforce.com. And it's basically POV videos about or of roller coasters around the world. I really like roller coasters, and especially POV videos. Yeah, POV. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, that's how you spell it anyway, or write it. But it's videos of roller coasters when people film at the front of a roller coaster. So yeah, I really enjoy those videos, and he or them, I don't know, usually uploads a lot of them videos too. So, and the next is called the Ping 781. I have been watching his videos for probably the longest out of these shoutouts, and he makes like these videos about the game I play called Fly for Fly FF. I pronounce it like Fliff. But I've heard people pronounce it like the other two ways that I said, so I'm not sure how to pronounce it really. But yeah, I don't know how to explain. You probably wouldn't enjoy it if you don't play the game. But it's worth checking out. It's nothing about like just regular game playing or so. It's more like a story. I mean, you should watch it and find out for yourself. It's really good. And the next two is actually, well, I really wanted to give them shout-outs because it's two bands. One of the band members I used to be like almost best friends with. So I really wanted to give them a shout-out too, but I don't talk to him anymore, but still. But the first of his band is called Face It, the band, here on YouTube. And I think they play like some kind of melodic death metal / power metal, something like that. I haven't listened to them that much. I just want them to get more attention because I used to be friends with that guy. So yeah, and the other band that he's in is called Ancient Mist, and Ancient Mist, the band, is the YouTube page. Probably I like that band more if I had to choose. They play like death metal, so that's more what I listen to. But yeah, really great music for their age, especially, I think at least. So yeah, check those two bands out, Face It and Ancient Mist. And the next YouTuber is called Sir1216. I'm not sure really how to pronounce that, but he makes like comedy videos. I think that he's like, at least they've said that in some videos, that he is Mr. Safety's cousin, you know, SMP Films, Corey Williams. But he's really funny, you should check him out. And the last one I'm gonna give a shout out to is called sickdrummer.com, and that's like videos about talented metal drummers in different bands. I mean, it's like mostly death metal and extreme metal, but it's pretty much only that. It's not like heavy metal, I don't think. So yeah, I really enjoy drumming myself. Haven't taken any lessons, but I really like to play the drums. So that's all the shout out for this video. Please check these people out, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Hi guys, and welcome to my April 22nd DVD update. I'm aware of that the lighting of some reason is very dark, and it's not dark in my room, so I don't know what's going on, but I'm sorry about that. But I have 6 movies, no, 5 movies and 3 TV sets to show you. And the 2 first ones I got yesterday. And the first is part 4 of a Swedish sitcom, Rena Rama Rolf. And I've showed the other parts in other updates, so I don't need to talk about that one. The next one is Pulp Fiction, and this one I hadn't seen before, and I thought that was a really cool movie, a very good movie, but I guess I maybe was a little bit disappointed because I do not consider this to be the 5th best movie ever made, because it's ranked to number 5 at the IMDb page. But it definitely earns a place in the top list, but I don't know, it was a very cool movie. It's hard to review though, because it's like about many people's stories becoming one story or whatever, something like that. It's hard to explain, but if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's a very cool movie, and I can't believe I hadn't seen Pulp Fiction before. But next is The Lonely Guy with Steve Martin. This wasn't really one of his best movies, but it was definitely worth watching. It's about... I don't know how to review this either, because I don't think it doesn't happen that much in the movie. It's like he breaks up with his girlfriend and has to move out, and he finds another apartment, and he becomes friends with this guy who's also a lonely guy, and he falls in love with a girl too, and it's about him trying to get his life on track. I don't know, but yeah, it is a decent movie, but it's not one of his best, as I said. The next movie is Pan's Labyrinth, and I think this is a Spanish movie. It was a bit different from what I thought it was going to be. I thought that it was going to be pretty much only fantasy, but it was pretty much more drama / war than fantasy. Or at least as much drama as the fantasy. But I really enjoyed those 2 missions or quests that she did. I thought they were really well done, and I liked how the monsters looked, and everything. And well, it is a great movie. It's like almost like a scary Narnia. It's not really like Narnia, but it has some similarities, I think. So yeah, this is also the 2-disc special edition. The next and the last movie is Old Boy. I think, yeah, this is an ex-rental, but the sticker covered the rental's text, so I didn't know that it was an ex-rental. But it doesn't matter, because it's only a very small text there. It really annoys me when it says ex-rental, like usually it says with a really large banner here, and that kind of annoys me. But yeah, it's not that bad. But it's about I think it's a Chinese or Japanese movie, something like that, and it's about a man. He of no reason he gets locked into a room for 15 years, and then after 15 years he gets released, and he gets 5 days trying to figure out why everything, like why he got locked in. And it's a pretty cool movie, but it's not really my kind of movie, what I usually watch, but it's definitely worth a watch. And yeah, I think I'll actually both Pan's Labyrinth and Old Boy, they are also on the IMDb top 250 movies list. The next one is a very funny sitcom, probably my second favorite of all time, and it's Dharma and Greg. And I have only seen one person with this in their collection. I think DVDM had this season 1, and yeah, this season 2. I was really happy to find it. I have only found it for a very expensive price on the internet, so I was really happy when I found season 2 in the store for like half price or something. But what I wanted to ask you, if you know, season 3, 4, and 5, I don't know if they're available. I have never seen. I have even watched, or I've gone into all the Swedish websites that I know, search for it. I can't find season 3. I watched. I looked on eBay and stuff like that. I can't find it anywhere. So if you know what's going on, if they haven't released it, or if they have released it just hard to get, or if they will release it, well, any information is highly appreciated, because I really would like to get season 3 and further of this show. And the next one is season 1 of Futurama. Yeah, this was a really funny show. It's Matt Groening, is that how you pronounce it? You know, the maker of the creator of The Simpsons. This is his other show, and it's about a guy called Fry. He lives in the year 1999, and he gets accidentally taken in 1,000 years ahead of time. He falls into this thing. I don't know what you call it, but he gets I think frozen down for 1,000 years. I'm not sure. And yeah, it's I don't know how to explain. It's about him. You see all these things that has become different since 1,000 years back, and I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, it's I still like The Simpsons and Family Guy and stuff more, but it was a really great show. And the next one is actually Family Guy season 2. This was like, I want to explain it, a bit more inappropriate material, I guess, than the first season. Yeah, like a lot more sex references and violence and stuff like that. Just not really for children. And I enjoyed this more than the first season. I think it's pretty funny with all those, yeah, inappropriate stuff. I don't know. But yeah, that's my April 22nd, whatever, update. Thanks for watching, and see you in my next video. Hey guys, this will be the second video of my movie recommendations, and I guess I'll just explain what this is again. It's basically me recommending you about movies that I don't think everyone has heard of. So I'm not like gonna recommend you about The Dark Knight and Iron Man and new famous and popular movies like that everyone knows of, but movies that I think that, as I said, maybe not everyone has heard of. And yeah, this is movies that I really like. Some of them belongs to my favorite movies, so yeah, and I have two to show in this one. One is a VHS, which I've had for a while, and the other one is a DVD, which I recently bought. But I start with the VHS, and that is called National Lampoon's Senior Trip. In the Swedish title is Full Speed Again. I don't know why it's called Again. Maybe it's a sequel, I don't know. Maybe you know. Please tell me if that's the case. But it's a really funny movie about... I don't really know how to explain, because it was a while ago I saw it. I mean, I remember the scenes, but like the plot and the story I don't fully remember. But it's like about these a class that goes on a bus to the White House because the president wanted them to come there, because I don't really remember actually, but it's very funny, and you should definitely watch this one. Actually one of my favorite comedies as well. And the next one I had in my previous DVD update, and it is Very Bad Things. This is about Jon Favreau and Cameron Diaz characters. They are dating and are getting married. So Jon Favreau and his 4 buddies are going to Las Vegas to have a bachelor party. And then the stripper slash prostitute that they hire, she accidentally dies in the hotel room. After that, very bad things happen, hence the title. So yeah, it is, I think, maybe a little bit bizarre movie, maybe. It's sort of a gory comedy, almost. Not really a horror comedy, but it's like a thriller crime comedy, I guess. And I think it's like one of those movies that especially in the end, you maybe shouldn't really laugh, but you can't help yourself but laughing. And I'm sure it's meant for you to laugh, but yeah, I don't know. So that, yeah, that was pretty quick video, but please check these movies out and give me your opinions if you have already seen them or whatever. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hey guys, here are the pronunciations that some of you gave me some words and sentences for a video for me to pronounce. So here are the pronunciations. And I decided not to film myself because I think that you will hear me better when I bring the camera up close and talk into the microphone. And I won't say the names from the people who asked because well, you probably recognize your word or sentence. And I was first gonna just say the words, but as I got some sentences and even a poem, I will just explain around it, sort of, I guess. So, the first word is 7, and in Swedish that is sju. Sju. So, yeah, and he or she also wanted to know, I guess she, because of the name, but wanted to know how you say, hello, my name is Larissa, I'm 16 years old. And so I'll just say it first, the whole sentence. Hej, jag heter Larissa, jag är 16 år gammal. And I guess I'll just say the word for word. So, hello is hej, my name is, jag heter, I'm 16 years old. Jag är 16 år gammal. So, yeah. And then someone wanted to know how to say you are very talented. And that in Swedish would be du är mycket begåvad, or du är väldigt begåvad. Those two words, mycket and väldigt, sort of means the same in this context. So again, du är väldigt or mycket begåvad. And then we have that little, I don't know, maybe it's not a poem as I said, it's a lyric. I'm sorry for saying poem, but okay, here we have it. Frankly, I'm a little awkward to say this poem, not poem, whatever, sorry. But whatever, I'm just gonna read it here. Jag rör vid min egen kropp i förhoppning att händerna ska förvandlas till dina. I drömmen jag vandrar till rosens topp, där aldrig vår kärlek kan sina. Dansa mig salig, krama mig vild, smek mig tills jag dalar ner i din vagga av kärlek så fin och mild, som jämt ger mig smak på mer. Yeah, I hadn't rehearsed or anything, so, but yeah, hope you understood. And then the words, I'm just gonna say the words that someone wants me to pronounce. Människa, människa, otroligt, otroligt, det är skönt. And also she or he wanted to learn how to say I learn Swedish by myself, and that would be jag lär mig svenska på egen hand. Yeah. And someone wanted me to pronounce these last names. Karlsson, Holgersson, Gustafsson, and that's it. So I really hope that I pronounced it so you could hear what I said and so. And thank you for asking me, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching or listening. Hey guys, welcome to my third movie recommendations video. Yeah, this is just a video series that I do about movies that I really love that I don't think that many people has heard of, and I have to have them. I have to own the movies to do that. To do this, I don't wanna recommend you about movies that I don't own. I wanna own them and be able to show them. So in this one we have two movies that I've had for a while. I just never thought about having them in a movie recommendations video for some reason. But better late than never. So the first one is a movie called Napola, something like that. It's a German movie, I think. So that might be the reason I don't know how to pronounce it. But it's about a young boxer here. You see him on the cover. He is applying to a boarding school. This is during World War II, I think, and in that boarding school, I think it's called boarding school, but they get trained to become, I'm not sure about the word really, but elite soldiers or whatever. So yeah, I don't really know what to say more than that, but it's a fantastic movie and you really need to watch this. And the next one is actually a romantic comedy, but I just love this movie and I had to include it. And it's called 3-2 Tango, and it stars Matthew Perry and that girl from Scream, Neve Campbell or Neen Campbell. I can't see if it's a V or an N, but when I had this in my DVD update I had some problems reviewing it, but I'll do my best again. So it's about Matthew Perry and his working associate or working partner or whatever. They are architects, and they are one day proposing an idea to this company, and yeah, that's not really the main thing that it's about. But that boss at that company, he thinks that, well, and everyone else thinks that Matthew Perry is gay. So that boss asks Matthew Perry if he can spy on that boss's girlfriend, who is Neen Campbell. Yeah, I don't know, I just really liked it, probably because of Matthew Perry. If it was anyone else and the movie would be the exact same, I would not have included it, I don't think, because I just love Matthew Perry. So yeah, so that was my third movie recommendations video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have watched these movies, please tell me if you agree with me that they are good or not, or whatever. So yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you later. Hey guys, welcome to my what I got for my birthday video. I did this with my Christmas presents. I showed you what I got after Christmas, so I thought that I would do this with my birthday presents too, because that video was pretty well received. So, and I got some DVDs here, and I will show them. I will still show them in my DVD update, but I won't talk about them in this video. I will save that for the update. Yeah, I start with what I got first. So my birthday was yesterday, but we celebrated with my dad and the family over there in last Sunday, so about 3 days ago. And the first thing I opened there was a package of socks, which you usually get that. And then I got a shirt with which it said. I will show you the stuff. It's just that the socks, some of them are on the floor, some of them I wear, some are in the laundry. I just didn't want to gather them all. I mean, who cares? Yeah, and the next thing I got was a t-shirt which said The Misfits on, which is not really what I listen to, and the shirt was too small, so my dad is gonna trade it in for another shirt. And then I got, I guess I'll show the DVDs that I got from my dad and the family. Family Guy Season 3 and Weeds Season 2. And then I got this tripod, and I'll open it for you. You probably know how a tripod looks like, but I'll show you. So here we have it. No, standard tripod. You put the camera on here, obviously, and you can make it a lot bigger. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But I will only use this for my DVD updates and like magazine updates and stuff. The reason is I am gonna use not my webcam, but my regular camera, my digital camera, when I use the tripod. And the reason that I won't do more videos than the updates with the tripod is because I only wanna use it when I am behind the camera, like when I'm showing the DVDs and stuff. When I'm in front of the camera like I am now, I usually have to edit pretty much. And I can't edit the files that comes out of my digital camera, so yeah, that's the reason. So yeah, I guess that's all I want to say about the tripod. And then I got a gift card at a movie store called Backlist. Well, I see it as a movie store, but they do sell a lot of CDs, they sell games, they sell posters, you know, a lot of different stuff. And I went there in Monday, 2 days ago, the day before my birthday, and I got 2 posters, which is over there, and the rest I got DVDs for. And I actually have a translator here, sort of, which sort of translates Swedish kroner into American dollar. So I got a gift card on 132 bucks and 41 cents to be specific. And I got mostly movies, but I got 2 posters. And if you want me to show them in a video, I'll do that. I didn't really think it was necessary because it's only 2 of them, but if you want to, I can do it. So yeah, that's all I got from my dad. And then I went to my mom on Monday, and then we celebrated yesterday on my birthday. So from my mom, I first of all I got The Big Bang Theory season 1, and then I got 2 weights. You know, you put the weights each side of these, and then you lift it, you know, and they look like this. They weigh 5 kilos each, so I had some weights from before, so you know, they were too easy, so I had to get some more of them. So yeah, and then I got this 500 kronor, which is half of 132 bucks, but I'm too lazy to count that out, so 66 bucks. Yeah, very easy math, but still. So this one I haven't spent yet, of a reason that I will get to later. And that's all I got yesterday. No, wait. Yesterday I also got this cooking book from my grandma. Yeah, I don't really cook, but she usually gives me pretty strange gifts. But I'm not complaining. And then yesterday I also got, when I was jogging with my dad, he gave me a gift from my step-grandmother. Family Guy season 4. And what else? That's all I got yesterday. And then today I got another one from my mom because it hadn't arrived yet. And it's a figure from Hellraiser. If I move it close to the camera, the sound will screw up, so I won't do that. But it's the female Cenobite, and it came with this too. I don't know what this is. Maybe it's not anything that has to do with Hellraiser, but if you know what it is, please tell me. So that's everything that I got, but there is some things I haven't got yet. I don't know what, but my uncle will send me some money. I know that. He sort of told me. Well, he didn't tell me, he told my mom, and she told me. Well, yeah, anyway. But I haven't received them yet, but yeah, I'll receive them sometime in the next few days, hopefully. And then on Sunday I will get my gifts from my grandma and my grandpa from my dad's side. So yeah, I hope this wasn't too complicated. I don't know why it would be though. Well, never mind. Um, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. This one I haven't spent yet, of a reason that I will get to later. Hey guys, welcome to another one of my movie recommendations videos. And as usual, I have two movies to show you this time. The first one is called The Jack Bull. It stars John Goodman, John Cusack, John C. McKinley, and Miranda Otto. So it has a pretty good cast. And I actually had this in my last DVD update, but I hadn't watched it yet, so I couldn't say anything about it. But it was definitely good enough to include in this movie recommendations video series. So it's about John Cusack's character. He is sort of a horse salesman, and one day he is traveling to a place where he usually sells horses, I think. And all of a sudden, this man who he's sort of infamous, and he tells John Cusack that you have to pay me $10 or you can't pass here. Which John Cusack has passed there a lot of times before. He doesn't really understand why he needs to pay, but they come up with another thing that he shall give this man 2 horses, and when he comes back, he gets the horses back. But when he does come back, they have beaten up the horses really bad, and yeah, that makes John Cusack really angry, and he like wants justice. So he basically from there on he does everything to get this man into jail, I guess. And I was very surprised how good this was. I didn't think that I liked westerns. I don't know. I haven't seen too many. Maybe it's spaghetti westerns I don't like. I don't know. But definitely check this one out. And the next one is a Swedish movie which I also actually had in my last update. It's called in Swedish Smala Susie. In the English title is Slim Susie. And I think I made myself pretty clear in the last update that I love this movie, but well, I don't know if everyone watched it, so yeah. But this movie is about a man who has lived in Stockholm for I think 3 years. He has moved from this small town where he used to live to Stockholm. But then he hears that his sister, who stayed in that place, she has gone missing like a week ago or something. So he goes back to this small town to look for her, and he realized that everything has changed, basically everything. And I guess like the whole movie is about where this girl Susie is, right there. And yeah, it's a very funny movie. It's not like your typical comedy, I guess, but yeah, I don't know how to explain it. They sort of jump a lot through time, not like years, but they show like when she was not missing, then they jump until she is missing, then they jump in between, and they do all these jumps all the time, which makes the conclusion very especially good, I guess. And yeah, I just really liked it. Definitely a 5 out of 5. So yeah, if there's any Swedish movie you should check out, this is definitely one of them to prioritize. So yeah, that's it. I usually make these reviews pretty short, but thanks for watching, and as usual, I'll see you in my next video. Hi guys, welcome to my second movie of the month video. So this will be my favorite movie that I saw in April, and if you haven't seen my last video, I guess I'll just tell you what this is again. But you can probably figure it out. But it's basically my favorite movie that I saw in this case in April. So yeah, these are only movies that I have not seen before, and I'm gonna start with telling you all of the movies that I saw. I have written them down here, so I'll just read. So we have Natural Born Killers, War of the Worlds, the remake, From Dusk Till Dawn, Superman the movie, 3-2 Tango, One Night at McCool's, A Fistful of Dollars, Kill Bill Volume 2, Sister Sin 2, Hustle, Kung Fu Hustle, The Lonely Guy, Pan's Labyrinth, Hellraiser, Old Boy, Scanners 2, Pulp Fiction, Dead Poets Society, and Känd från TV. And the last one is the only Swedish movie in this that I saw in the last month. So the favorite movie, or yeah, my favorite movie of that month was very hard to choose because Kung Fu Hustle, Pulp Fiction, and Dead Poet Society were all great, but I decided to go with Kung Fu Hustle because I don't know, I can't really review this movie, but it's very funny. It has my kind of humor, especially that knife scene, and when that person is gonna choose someone to battle him. If you have seen the movie, you probably know. But I can't really review it. I don't know why. I know what happens, but I can't really remember the story that much. I don't know. So this movie is written, directed, and produced by Stephen Chow, and he's also the composer actually, and he stars in the movie, which is pretty amazing that he does all of those things. But yeah, I don't know what to say else than it's a hilarious and awesome movie. Just check it out if you haven't already, and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the second one, which will be released, I think, 2010. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video as usual. So thanks for watching, and see you later. Hey guys, I thought since I do DVD updates, I should do magazine and CD updates as well, because I really enjoy to listen to music and reading magazines and stuff like that. So now and then when I get some, I don't get even close to as much as the DVDs, but now and then I will do some updates of some stuff that I get, and I hope some people will enjoy it. So I will start here with some CDs that I forgot to show in my CD collection video, and it's first of all Good Charlotte. I don't listen to them anymore, but I have the CD. Well, actually I have the album, but the CD is not here. I think it's as my cousin, but whatever. And then I have two collections of music, which is pop and shit, so I just show them since I have them in my collection. And then these two I like, well, at least one of them, Stadium Arcadium by Red Hot Chili Peppers. One of the CDs has a huge scratch on it. I think it's right there, if you can see. So it doesn't work, that one, which is too bad because it's a great CD. And the next is Nightwish, Century Child. I don't really like these, but I got them from my mom a while ago, and I don't know. And then three that I recently got. It's three Dimmu Borgir albums, if that's how you pronounce it. It's a bit hard to pronounce the name in English, but it's first of all In Sorte Diaboli. And this has a really cool packaging. It opens like this, and it always makes this sound, like an, I don't know, and it looks pretty strange, but it has inside here, of some reason, it has this mirror, which I don't know if that's supposed to symbolize anything, or if it's just supposed to make people think that and just to confuse them. I don't know, I have no idea, but whatever, I'll do that later. But it has a DVD as well, which I'm gonna watch, but I have recently bought a lot of DVDs, so I'm kind of prioritizing them. And then I cannot pronounce this, but Puritanical Euphobic Misanthropia. Haven't listened to it yet, but I'm looking forward to. And I haven't listened to In Sorte Diaboli either. But this one I have listened to halfway through. It's Storm Blast. It's not an A, it's an O, but I think they're Norwegian, so it would pretty much be the same pronunciation as I would pronounce it in Swedish. But and then I have a magazine. I guess I'll start with this one. It's a Swedish movie magazine called Everything About Movies, but of course with the Swedish title. Tom Cruise on the front there, Kate Winslet, Ron Howard, Milk, Mickey Rourke. Pretty good magazine. And I have the that's like number, I don't know, last number. This is the newest. The Watchmen on the front here. Danny Boyle. Not that much in this one actually, but it's a lot of ads, I guess, and stuff like that, which is pretty fun to read. And then Sweden Rock magazine. I think this is pretty old. Well, it's the last month's number, but the new one is coming out soon, and they only release like 10 numbers each year. So I've had this for a while. And then finally, Nuclear Blast magazine. It's German, I think, and I ordered a sweater for a hoodie from this place or page, but I haven't received it, which I've said in a video, I think. But instead they sort of send me these magazines, but they're in German, so I can't read anything, but I can watch the pictures. So that's my little update, and the next one will probably be in a few months or so, I'm not sure. But thanks for watching, and see you in my DVD update, which will be up in a few days, a week or so. So thanks for watching. Hey guys, welcome to my April 9th DVD update. I think I have like 36 DVDs to show in this video. So yeah, and also in the order I showed them is how I watched them. So the first one I watched first, and the last one I watched most recently. So yeah, the first two, it's like this store is called like, never mind what it's called, but you get some kind of bonus if you buy, like every time you buy there you get 5% bonus on your card. So I've been buying a few movies there, and I had enough money to get 2 movies from there, of which the first one is Drop Dead Fred. This one I saw there and I was like, didn't Coolidge have this in one of his favorite comedies videos? And I wasn't sure if this was it, but I decided to pick it up, and I watched the video after, and it was the one that he had in his video. And I'm really happy I picked this up because it's a great film. It's like about this girl right here. She used to have an imaginary friend when she was little called Drop Dead Fred, and that's him. And then you see her 20 years later. She has broken up with her husband, and she's moving back to her mom. And then Drop Dead Fred comes back, and it's really funny. A lot of great scenes, especially the one at the restaurant. Highly recommend you this one if you want to see a comedy. Drop Dead Fred. And the next one I got at that place, or actually I forgot to say that this was 49 kroner, about $7 I think. $1 is American dollar is 7.50 I think. So the next one is Trading Places. This is the 2-disc money edition. It didn't really have a whole lot of special features, but it's always nice with 2 discs. And this is like about Dan Aykroyd. Yeah, it's with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. And Dan Aykroyd is like, I'm actually not sure what he is, but he's like this. He's very rich, and he's like this, some kind of boss at very good companies or something like that. And then Eddie Murphy is like a con on the streets. And Dan Aykroyd's bosses, they make a bet that Eddie Murphy, one of them thinks that Eddie Murphy can make Dan Aykroyd's job, and one of them think they can't. So they make a bet and they trade places with them too. This is a very funny comedy too. Check that out as well. And also the next I'm not sure, but I bought like I have mentioned this before a lot of times, but you get 6 DVDs for 99 kroner, and a lot of these is from that offer. I'm gonna tell you which one is and which one isn't. So this one was, and this is probably my favorite Swedish movie. It's a comedy, sort of a spoof comedy, I guess. It's mostly an action comedy. Not I don't know how much spoof it is, but I'm sure there's some. And this I noticed this when I got home, that this has actually 2 discs as well. So that I was really happy about that. But it's a very good story, I think. Maybe it's taken from some American movie, I don't know. But it's about this little town. They don't have any crimes at all, and one day this woman tells them that if they don't have a crime, they are gonna shut down their police station. Um, so the cops, they make the crimes themselves, because they don't want to lose the station. And yeah, it's very funny. I've seen it at least 5 times, and I know that's not a lot to some people, but I just don't watch movies that many times, even if I love them. Um, but I watched that one probably 5 times. And the next one is also from that offer, and it's Gladiator. I have seen this a few times. I didn't think actually that I had seen it from start to finish, but I think I have actually. But even if I knew that, I would have bought it, because it is one of the best action war movies, whatever you want to call it, that I know. Definitely watch this one. It's very good. The next one was, I bought this and 2 others at that store for like, and not at the first store, but at this store where you get 6 movies for 99. I bought this and 2 others for 49 each, but the owner of the store, he recognizes me, so that's probably why he gave me a discount. So I got these 3 for 99 for them all instead. So yeah, that was good. And this is called Ladybugs. It's with Rodney Dangerfield. And this was also in one of Coolder's favorite comedies videos, actually. This is about, I think, well, he has to coach some kind of girls' soccer team, and they really suck. So he asks his stepson, I don't know what it's called, how you say, but yeah, he asks him to play in that team as dressed as a girl. Yeah, that could have been a bit better reviewed, but yeah, it's a very funny comedy. Next up is Swedish movie extremely similar to The Parent Trap, which I didn't realize until just like a week ago. This is from 2003, and I saw it in the cinema, so I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner. But yeah, if you have seen The Parent Trap, you don't need to watch this, because it's basically the same thing. Next is Natural Born Killers. Woody Harrelson is a very good actor, probably one of my favorites, and I don't really know how to review this because I found it pretty strange or so. But it's like it's shot in 3 different ways. It's like, first of all, shot in like the original way, or the normal way that you film a movie, and then it's like black and white close-ups, and then something that looks like it would be filmed with like an amateur camera or something, and they like mix those 3 ways to film. I don't know really, but yeah, and I don't know. It's a good movie, but I really like the part from where they get in prison until the end more than the other first part. Yeah, and this also stars Juliette Lewis, I think. Yeah, and Tommy Lee Jones and Robert Downey Jr. And I know this is definitely not a comedy, but Robert Downey Jr. is still really fun in this movie. Next is a very good Swedish like hidden camera show called Pyjamas. It's the same word as the English word, and it's like sometimes they have hidden cameras and sometimes they have like sometimes they say that they are like interviewing for a program and they do all this weird stuff. Sometimes they like hold the microphone way longer than after the person has finished answers, and sometimes I mean it's not really any weird questions. They just do a lot of weird stuff while asking the questions, and then it's also a hidden camera thing where they dress like different type of people, and they add dialects, and I don't know how to explain that, but well, it's very fun. If you want to see some Swedish funny comedy show, you should watch that one because it's very very good. Next is War of the Worlds, the remake with Tom Cruise. I have the original too, but I have to say that I would prefer this one. I think I pretty often prefer the remakes, the new remakes of before an old movie or so. Um, but I mean, I was a little annoyed by this movie. I mean, for example, when there's like a plane crashing or something like that, there just happened to be a way out for him to drive, and you know all that could have been a bit. I don't know, but I just thought that was pretty. I don't know. And also about the monsters, I didn't really like how they looked. Or the tripods, whatever they were called. If that's what they were called, I can understand because they looked like tripods. But my favorite scene in this movie probably was when you saw all the people in those cages. I thought that was a really good scene. Yeah. And the next one is Bringing Down the House, which stars Steve Martin, Queen Latifah, and Eugene Levy. Steve Martin is definitely one of my favorite actors. This is about he's like I think pretty recently divorced, and he chats with this woman, and he decides to meet her, but it's definitely not the woman that he thinks it's gonna be, because he thinks that it's gonna be like this thin blonde woman, but Queen Latifah's character, turns up at the door, and she is like a criminal, has escaped from the prison, and she wants Steve Martin to help her with that. And I don't really think that it's one of my favorite Steve Martin movies, but it's definitely worth watch. The next one is From Dusk Till Dawn. I think this is written by Quentin Tarantino and directed by Robert no, um, directed by Robert Rodriguez and written by Quentin Tarantino or some. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure about. And it also stars Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney and Juliette Lewis. And I don't know. It's like a vampire movie, but I didn't really like the vampire part. I liked the first half more. I think they have could. If I would have to choose, or if I could choose, they would have continued with that kidnapping or whatever, and not gone into that restaurant and where everyone became vampires. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I didn't really like that whole vampire part. I think that's like the major part of the movie, but that's like what the movie's about. But I just did not really like that. Next is a movie with a very good cast. It's called America's Sweethearts. This stars like John Cusack, Julia Roberts, Billy Crystal, Christopher Walken, Seth Green. I think that's all. Catherine Zeta-Jones. I mean I don't really like her that much, but she's in the movie, so I guess I'll mention her. And I'm not sure how to review this. I don't know why. I just have problems reviewing this, but and also if you well, I don't know, but I really like Seth Green. I think Seth Green is the funniest in this movie. I mean, he's not really in the movie that much, and I don't know what it is, but I just really liked his performance in this movie. The next one is Superman, the movie, the original. I didn't think that I had seen anything of this movie, but it turned out that I had probably seen almost the whole movie before, um, and I don't like the movie that much. Actually, I don't know. I don't like superhero movies, but I don't know. Next is 3-2 Tango. Very good movie. Very good romantic comedy. I mean, it's the same. It's like this the regular deal, like a man and a woman fall in love, and the woman finds out something about him, and she be becomes mad and runs away, and then the man tries to get her back and succeeds. I mean, that kind of deal. Um, but this was special. I mean, I don't know what it was. I just really like this as a romantic comedy, and it stars Matthew Perry and Neve Campbell. I can't see if it's a V or an N, but Neve or Neve Campbell from Scream, and it's about Matthew Perry and his partner. He's not on the front here, but they are like architects, and they propose this idea to this company, and yeah, that's not really what the major thing the movie is about. But after that, yeah, that's like the boss of that company, and he thinks that Matthew Perry is gay. Pretty much everyone thinks that he is. So he asks Matthew Perry if Matthew Perry can spy on Neve Campbell's character, because they are dating, and well, yeah, that's basically it. I don't know, very good movie. I really think that you should watch that one. And the next one is a pretty bad Swedish comedy, Varannan vecka. It's maybe every, I don't know what it would be in English really. Maybe every other week, something like that. I have seen this before, but I turned on the movie. I was going to see it again, but I just got too bored. I watched maybe 20 minutes and then I turned it off because, I mean, it's not that good, actually. Next one is Hot Fuzz. I have seen this before. It's a great movie. This has a very good amount of special features too. It has 22 deleted scenes, audio commentary, outtakes. I only watch the outtakes of the movie, of the special features. I mostly watch the bloopers or the outtakes, and it's mostly, in most movies there are like only 2-3 minutes of bloopers, but this had like 10 minutes. So yeah, that was really good. But I think that most people know this movie, but it's sort of like this very good cop. He's like I think like one of the best cops of London. But the police chief or something, he says to Simon Pegg that he make the other people look bad. Yeah, Simon Pegg is the good police. I don't know if I said that, but the chief says that he makes the other people look bad. So they send Simon Pegg to this small village where no one really seems to care at all about what's going on. A very good movie. Definitely watch that one. Yeah, it also stars Nick Frost. Next one is actually one of my favorite comedies. It's called What Women Want. It stars Mel Gibson and Helen Hunt. I have seen this. I have it on VHS and I've seen it so many times. But I just wanted to get it just to have it. And it's like about Mel Gibson. He won. I don't remember exactly, but I think he falls in a bathtub along with some hair dryer, and he gets electrocuted. And when he wakes up, he can hear everything that women thinks. I mean, he can hear all the women's thoughts, and very funny movie. The next one is another Billy Crystal movie, Analyze That. This is a sequel to Analyze This, I think, and it also stars Robert De Niro and Lisa Kudrow. I can't really say what this is about because I don't remember which one is which of the two movies, but it is very funny. But if you should watch Analyze This first, because it's the first movie. Next is Halloween. I have seen this before. I have it on, well, it's over there, but I have it in this small single CD case, or like I don't know what it's called, but it's I mean, I really want to have it in this regular case too. So yeah, I haven't seen it since I got it, but I've seen it before, as I said, and yeah, it's a good movie, but I can't say I am a big horror fan or anything. Next is One Night at McCool's. This stars Liv Tyler, Matt Dillon, John Goodman, Paul Reiser, and Michael Douglas. And I'm gonna have problems reviewing this too, but it's like about Matt Dillon's character. He works at this bar, and one night after closing, he sees Liv Tyler's character. She is like about to get raped by this man, and Matt Dillon helps her and takes her home to his apartment or his house. But then he finds out that Liv Tyler knew that guy, and they are gonna rob Matt Dillon. But at the bar where Matt Dillon works, Liv Tyler shoots her boyfriend. Yeah, I don't know what to say more than that, but it's not the greatest movie ever, but I do think it's worth a watch. The next one is another Swedish movie called Bombay Dreams. I saw this in school like a year or two ago, and I guess it's okay. It's not nothing spectacular, but it has two great Swedish actors called Peter Dalle and Sisla Kyle. Yeah, actually, Sisla Kyle was in the movie Cops that I showed before. Um, um, this is like about sorry, but I think that girl right there, she is like an Indian. Uh, Never mind. I'm sorry, I can't. Next is For a Fistful of Dollars. A Fistful of Dollars. With Clint Eastwood. This is like when he wasn't famous, I think, from 1964. Um, I really didn't like this movie at all, actually. Not a single bit, which is maybe strange, but I guess I don't know, I didn't. Um, Next is Kill Bill Volume 2. I do think that the first one is better, but this was very good too. Both of the movies are a must-see for any film fan. Um, Probably the best movies that I've seen of Quentin Tarantino. I haven't seen many, actually. Strangely, I haven't seen either Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs or Jackie Brown, or yeah. But great movie. Next is Sister Act 2. I don't know why I bought this exactly, because I haven't seen the first one. Well, I thought I picked this up thinking that the first one was the one where she like taught the children how to sing, but it turned out that was this movie, and I asked my friend that he is like this is like his favorite movies, not his favorite, but it belongs to his favorite movies at least. Um, and what did I say? Well, yeah, I think that the first one is when Whoopi Goldberg teaches the nuns. I don't know exactly what it was, because my friend just said it quick, but I don't remember really. But it's not my kind of comedy. I don't know. Next is one that I got from my dad at the grocery store. Family Guy Season 1. I have seen this a few times on the TV when it has been on, but I've never really got into it at all. But after watching this season, I really like it. I mean, Stewie is without a doubt my favorite character. Maybe even my favorite TV character ever, because I just love everything that he says is so funny. I mean, half of the times I laugh, it's about Stewie's lines. Um, it doesn't beat The Simpsons in my opinion, but it is definitely a very funny show, and I will pick up the rest of the seasons when I get the money or the time or what, I don't know. And the next like 10 or whatever is movies that I haven't seen yet. And don't ask me why all the horror movies of this update is the ones I have not seen, but I don't know, I guess I haven't been in a horror mood, and as I said before, I'm not a horror fan really, but I do want to now and then pick up some horror, even if I don't like it that much. But I don't know, I haven't seen any of these that follows. It's From Dusk Till Dawn 2 and 3. I put it here. Hellraiser, Children of the Corn, and then Halloween 20 years later, and then the last horror, Scanners 2. I saw the first one maybe a month ago, and I was interested in how it was gonna continue because the end was pretty interesting. But after reading the back here, it seems like it's just another story. It doesn't follow the first one. But maybe if you've seen it, you can let me know. Actually, any of these movies that I haven't seen of these horror and the following movies, if you like these, you could let me know. If you don't like them, you could let me know as well. And then Tomorrow Never Dies. I started to watch this, but I just wasn't in a mood for a James Bond movie, so I switched to Family Guy. And then actually I thought that I was gonna like Superman, the first movie, so I got the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. I will probably never watch these movies, but if I do, I will probably tell you my opinions about them. And then the last movie, X-Men. So that's my update for April 9th. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. And welcome to my February 7th DVD update. I have a lot of movies to show you this time, and the first one is The Visitors 2. I bought the first one a while ago, and I really liked it, so I got this one as well, and it's with Sean something. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's French. So, but according to the IMDb rating, this one is supposed to be worse, but I think it's just as good as the first one. So yeah. And the next one is The Accidental Spy with Jackie Chan. This one is definitely not one of his best movies, but I have said this before, I collect Jackie Chan movies, and eventually I want them all. I think I have about 13 now. But one thing that is annoying in this movie is that well, he talks a lot of Asian languages, but let's say it's Chinese, so he has dubbed his Chinese voice into English himself, and I just hate when his movies are dubbed. But at least it's good that he dubs his own voice and don't let anyone else do it. But yeah, as I said, it's not really one of his best, but it's okay. It has a pretty cool ending scene, that truck scene, or I don't know what vehicle it is, but Along Came Polly with Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston. I have probably collected DVDs for a year now, something, and I have never bought a Ben Stiller DVD until 2 weeks ago, when I bought 3 of them at once. So yeah, that was just a coincidence, but that reminded me of how much I like Ben Stiller. He's probably in my top 3 actors, and also Hank Azaria does a really funny performance in this movie. So yeah, I always say that. But anyway, next one, Time Bandits. It says here John Cleese and Sean Connery, which is, yeah, I don't know what to say, but John Cleese is in the movie for like 5 minutes and Sean Connery for maybe 10. So I expected a movie with them, but it's actually, I should have read on the backside first, but it's about a bunch of dwarfs, um, and they sort of have stolen a map which allows them to go through time or history. And it says here, they, what does it say? They didn't make history, they stole it. And it's definite. I really like time travel movies. Um, but yeah, the first one I showed you, The Visitors 2, that's also a time travel movie. But this one is probably the worst I've seen, because it was alright, but and the next one I think I've seen in everyone's collection. It's Mr. Deeds with Adam Sandler, of course, and this is, I have always liked this movie, and I just saw it for cheap and I picked it up. Haven't watched the whole thing since I bought it, but yeah, I often buy DVDs just to have them and not to watch them, and that was one of those. And the next one is, I got really surprised how funny this was. It's Duplex with Ben Stiller again and Drew Barrymore, and it's about them moving into a duplex. I think that's how it's called, and that old woman is living upstairs, and she keeps interrupting them and bothers them with everything you can imagine. And yeah, I think that it has a really smart, or just a good ending. Yeah, I sort of, whatever, never mind. Next one, The Sting. It says here on the back, it's in Swedish, so I'm gonna have to translate. The conclusion contains one of the biggest surprises of film history, I think. But I don't know, I just didn't find it that amazing, that little conclusion or the ending. But yeah, I didn't really enjoy this. It was pretty hard to follow, I thought. So yeah. And next one, Dracula Dead and Loving It with Nestle Nielsen and Mel Brooks, and by Mel Brooks. I think it's by Mel Brooks. But this is, it's probably the funniest Mel Brooks film that I've seen. I've seen 4 of them, I think, and I have one of them coming up soon. And this was a really funny one. A lot of funny scenes, and I'm probably gonna watch this again. Next, Just Visiting, again with that guy Sean Reno, and it's like the American version of The Visitors, and I think that they could have come up with more own ideas, because they do a lot of the scenes in the French version. They just do them over again, like that bathing scene, I think, was pretty much the same, and like when they discovers the cars, and yeah, I think that they could have come up with some own material, or I don't know. Well, they did come up with own stuff too, but I thought they could have done it a bit better. But I enjoyed it still. I think I have seen parts of this before I saw the French version, and I think I would have enjoyed it more if I would have seen it first. And next, Keeping Mum with, yeah, Rowan Atkinson, of course, and Maggie Smith. This was pretty funny comedy. Rowan Atkinson is funny as always, but he plays a little different part in this one. He's more he plays sort of a serious part, but he's still really funny. Um, and I like the ending as well. But the movie is about Maggie Smith's character. She is, I think she's like some housekeeper or something, and moves into the family to be that. That was a horrible explanation, but yeah, and she does that, and then yeah, she's like a murderer. So yeah, I'm sorry, I can't review movies, but I thought that it was pretty cool. And the next one is Zoolander, which I've heard a lot of great things about, um, like being one of Ben Stiller's funniest movies. But I have to say that I didn't find this really that funny. Um, Actually, was probably the worst Ben Stiller movie that I have seen. I don't know, I just didn't like it that much. But it's with Owen Wilson in it as well, and Will Ferrell and Jerry Stiller, Ben Stiller's dad, and who else? I think it was someone else, but yeah, I think I thought of that. Alexander Skarsgård. He does a little part in this one, Swedish guy. Um, Next one, 1408, with John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson. I saw this last summer, I think, and I thought it was a very good movie. And this one is a two-discer, so I only bought it for the extra material, and I really wanted to see. It's like a lot of different endings, and one of them, which I saw in like a trailer, we were gonna go see this one in the cinema like a year ago, but we didn't. But in that trailer, I like, I guess a little spoiler here, when that girl walks up to John Cusack's character in the end and says like, "Daddy, don't you love me anymore?" and stuff. In the trailer, when she said that, her voice got darker and like her hand turned into Monster's hand or something. But I didn't find that scene in any of the alternative endings that comes with this edition. So I was kind of disappointed, because that was probably the main reason because I got this. And it's really short sequence, but actually that's why I got it. So, but anyway, next up is Swedish sitcom, and I pretty much never hear good things about. I never hear good reviews about Swedish sitcoms, but I really enjoy them. But this one, when I first watched it, I found it really boring, and the only good thing with the show was that guy, which I have mentioned before, Robert Gustafsson, is probably the funniest comedian of Sweden, and he does this show funny. But after watching it, after watching a few episodes, I really liked it more, and I am definitely looking forward to get more of these. I have part 2 coming up soon, but I want to get part 3 and 4 as well next month, if they are still in the store. And the next one, King Kong from 1933, and it says special edition, and I think that the special edition is the colored version, but I'm not sure. And I have watched part of the black and white version before on YouTube, but it's not fun to watch movies on YouTube, so I got this and watched the colored version instead. And I really thought that this was a good movie. It's a classic, but I have to say that I like still the remake, Peter Jackson's remake, more. I guess because of the special effects, it's better. So, but yeah, Blazing Saddles which was the one that I was talking about before. But I've heard so many great things about this, like lists on YouTube being the funniest movie ever made and stuff. But no, I don't agree. Um, I I didn't laugh that much. The only really funny scene I thought was like when they were gonna he like here we go again. But that I don't know who it was, but he sticks his head out the window and on the way back he knocks it into the window, and that scene, yeah. Next, the part 2 of that show. The Lady Killers with Tom Hanks. Uh, uh, it's about him and his gang, or some people, and they say to this woman here, they say that if they asks if maybe I should just not review because I can't. Back to the Future Part 3. And I've heard a lot of bad things about this, but I thought that it was almost as good as the two first movies. But yeah, I really like this one, and I didn't see that much difference between them. I mean, that much in how good they are. But yeah. And the next one, On the Nose, with Dan. I know who he is, but I don't know how to pronounce it. But Aykroyd, and then I don't know. I haven't watched his name. Robbie Coltrane something, but he plays Hagrid in Harry Potter. In the middle there, and I think I can explain this. It's about he in the middle he has like a head in a jar, and that head can sort of predict what horse is going to win, so they get a lot of money from that. Maybe not a lot of money, but yeah. And it didn't happen much more than that, so I got sort of disappointed. Next, I think this is called, it's a French movie, that's the Swedish title, but the English title I think is My New Partner. And this one I got in a deal, like 5 for 99 crowns, of course, not dollars, that would be real expensive. But I only got this to fill up that offer, or to yeah, so I just got this, yeah. But it turned out to be a really good one, and it says here that there is a second one, and I hope I'll find that one eventually, because I thought that this was a really good movie. And it's about this cop who is also a criminal, but then another cop, it's that hence the title, My New Partner. He gets a new partner who is not criminal, and he like scams him on some money, and has to hide that he's criminal, I guess. So yeah, definitely a movie to check out, and it says that it has won 3 Caesar, the Oscar of France. I don't know if that's true, that is the Oscar of France, but that's what it say. So the next one, Scarface. I hadn't seen this before. I saw it last night, and I thought that this was really good. But it's one of those classic movies that I just never had the interest in watching, because, for example, a lot of movies that I had very high IMDb rating, I've watched them and I haven't really enjoyed them that much more than other movies. So I've never really been interested in watching classics, or I don't know if you understood what the hell I was talking about there. But I don't have to explain it. Everyone knows about it. And now the only movie that I haven't seen the full one yet, Fat Pizza. It's really strange so far and boring. I don't know, it's just really weird, and I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. But I thought that this was gonna be good, but I don't think it will be. But yeah, that's my February 7th DVD update. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, and welcome to my February 21st DVD update. Just one thing before, it happens a lot when I record with my crappy webcam that my voice gets darker for a little bit. I don't know why, but that just happens, so I'm not gonna do another take if that happens, and I can't notice if it happens now. I noticed that afterwards, but whatever. So the first one that I have is The Shawshank Redemption, and this is a great movie, but the bad thing about this, at least for me, is that I saw that whole conclusion scene, or that whole, you know, when, a little spoiler here, when he throws that rock into the poster and everything that happens after. I saw that before I saw the first part of the movie, which really sucks because people have said it's very cool when that happens, and yeah, kind of ruined it for me. But I'm still gonna watch it again because it's a great movie. And the next one is Alias Season 1. It's with Jennifer Garner, and I've only watched the half of this season, and it's not really the best, one of the best shows that I've seen or anything. It's average so far, but it hopefully will get better. I've heard it's gonna get better, but it comes in 3 discs or cases, and it has 2 discs in each one of the 3, so it's 6 discs overall. And the next movie is Intolerable Cruelty with George
Clooney and I don't know her, but Catherine Zeta-Jones, and also Cedric the Entertainer, and I think he's called Jeffrey Rush, and then Billy Bob Thornton. And it's a pretty good movie, but it takes a while until it gets good. But I would recommend you to watch it because it's very good actually, I think. And then a Swedish one called The Robbers, I guess, and it's typical Swedish crime movie. It's okay, but not the best, or I don't know. I like more Swedish comedies than Swedish crime thrillers or whatever. But it's worth watching, and I usually pick those movies up when I see them because of some reason I like having Swedish movies. But the next one is Kill Bill. I was actually surprised how good it was, and I've heard that it would be really good, but I don't know why. I just didn't think I would like it, but I really did. And that awesome fighting scene in the end is probably one of the best fighting scenes that I've seen because it's really cool. And well, I actually think I've seen parts of it before, but not the full thing. And now I'm really looking forward to get volume 2 of this. And then I have Romeo Must Die with Jet Li, and this is Snapper case. But this was a region 1, and that's really bad that the store didn't really
it's a store with a used DVDs, but I at least think that they could have put a sticker or something that said Region 1, because we don't have Region 1 players here, so it's pretty stupid that they sold it from the first place, or I don't know, but it doesn't really matter because it was cheap and I can still have it in my collection. And then a really funny one, Rowan Atkinson live. I think it's the I'm not sure, but it said the best bits from two of his performances from 81 and 86, I think, and really funny. If you see this, you should definitely buy it, because it's not really as funny as Mr. Bean or anything, but it's pretty close. And the last one is Eagle Eye with Shia LaBeouf and Billy Bob Thornton again and Michelle Monaghan. I'm not really sure what to say about this movie, because it's pretty complicated and I don't really consider myself as a good reviewer. But it's a pretty good movie, action thriller, sort of. So that's it, February 21st DVD update, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hey guys, this will be my first sort of movie related list of many to come, and I will start with my favorite movie themes or soundtracks. I am not really familiar with the difference, but I've compiled a list in the sidebar, so check it out. But there's always people who are gonna say like, oh, where's this theme and where's that theme? So to show you that I'm aware of that, I'm just gonna mention a few other great ones. Indiana Jones, James Bond, Mission Impossible, and oh, The Simpsons, which is a TV show, but since I had the shirt and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm bored. But check out the list and leave a comment or make a video response if you want to, and let me know what you thought about the video and the list. So, I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching. Hi guys, welcome to my top 10 death metal songs, my top 10 favorite death metal songs. And I will do a few of these. I will do later on my top 10 power metal songs, my top 20 black metal songs, my top 10 melodic death metal songs, and my top 10 folk, pagan, Viking metal songs. But this one will be death metal, and I won't play the songs in the video because I don't want to use any copyright material, but I have linked to the songs in the sidebar, the songs on YouTube, so you can listen to them there. But if you want to listen to them in a much better sound quality, please add me on MSN, and I will send you the songs instead, because it's a lot better as quality if you listen to them on your computer. And my MSN, I will write my MSN in the sidebar. So yeah. Yeah, and just one more thing. If you want to comment on the songs, what you think about the songs and so on, please do that on this video. Please go back to this video and comment here, because it's not my videos, obviously, those songs. So I won't be able to see your comments if you comment there. So please go back to this video and comment here. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, which will be the top 20 black metal songs. Hi and welcome to my top 20 black metal songs, and this is the only video of these lists that has more than 10 songs. But when it comes to these songs, I just had too many great songs to choose only 10. Because I think in the end I had like 27, and I had to choose away 17 in order to get my top 10, which seemed like an impossible thing to do, so I went with 20 instead. It was hard enough to choose away 7. But yeah, enjoy. Most of these are melodic black metal and symphonic a little bit, but yeah, there are some that are just pure black metal, so I thought that I would not write melodic because it's both. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, which will be, I think, power metal. Hi guys, this will be my top 10 power metal songs. I've done death metal and black metal, so now we're on to power metal. And there's just one thing I want to mention before, because there is one band called Halloween, and that happens to be one of my absolute favorite bands, and I love all of their songs so much, so I'm just gonna have to do a separate video of my top 10 Halloween songs. And I might do that on other bands too, for example In Flames, one of my absolute favorite bands, and then Hardcore Superstar, which is not metal, but anyway. But yeah, this will be my top 10 power metal songs. Next will be melodic death metal, so stay tuned for that, and please enjoy this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Hi guys, welcome to my top 10 melodic death metal songs. This is the fourth video of these, I think, and there is one more to go, maybe two. So yeah, melodic death metal. This has been a tough choice to pick only 10 once again. Yeah, I don't know what to say really. I've said pretty much everything I need to say in the other videos, but enjoy and stay tuned for the folk, pagan, Viking metal list. So yeah. Hi guys, welcome to the last video of these metal songs lists. This is the fifth one, and this will be my top 10 folk slash pagan slash Viking metal songs. And I find those three genres pretty similar, and I don't listen a whole lot to that kind of metal, so I thought that I would go with all the three in one part. So yeah, thanks for watching. There will probably be top 10 of single bands that I like too much to just choose some songs, as I said in the last or the two videos ago or whatever. I'm recording all of these after each other, so it's hard to keep count what I say in what videos. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Hey guys, this is a video of my top 10 favorite Halloween songs. And I'm gonna start with saying that I have made a list called my top 10 power metal songs, and in that video I said that I won't include any Halloween songs in this video because it's my one of my all-time favorite bands, and I'm not sure if I said this, but if I would include Halloween songs, almost all of the songs in the list would be from Halloween, and yeah, I decided to go with other songs I really love and take Halloween separately. And even if no one will watch this, I still have to do it because, yeah, I just have to do it. Since it's one of my favorite bands, and well. And the first time I heard them, I didn't like them because I was listening to like Good Charlotte at the time, so yeah, it's pretty different. But yeah, I don't listen to them anymore, so don't worry. And I know their style has changed a lot through the years, and I guess I do like their old style a bit more than their new style, but it's all amazing. And they have had 3 different singers. I love them all, but I would say my favorite one is, however you pronounce it, Michael Kiske. Yeah, I've had problems picking my favorite, but I think that's one of my favorites. And I've actually put these songs in order of how much I like them, where of course one being my all-time favorite Halloween song, which was not easy to do, but it's pretty accurate. So yeah, hope you enjoy it, and let me know what your favorite Halloween songs is. Hey guys, welcome to my second Q&A video. Well, this is only the question part. I'm gonna do the answer parts later, obviously. But yeah, so ask me some questions in the comments, in the comment area or whatever, and I'll answer them when I don't get more questions. And also in my last video, or not my last video, but in a previous video called About Me, I said in the end, or I wrote in the end, that the people who watched the whole thing I was going to give a shout out to. And I'm not really sure if all of these people did watch all of it, but these are the people that commented, so yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out to these people. So we have Bookhouseboy77, who was the one that I made the response to. Hiram Gunderson, however you pronounce it. Ryan 1988, Child of Botomy, the DVD update. That's all the people who does DVD updates, I think. And then we have three other called Webby Fly Girl, Friend 01SD, and Ulle Ulle Ulle. So yeah, but ask me some questions about whatever you like, movies, music, basically anything, but not too personal stuff. I won't answer them anyway. I don't want to share too personal stuff with the internet. So yeah, see you later. Hi guys, welcome to my answers parts of the Q&A video. And there's first of all just a few things that I want to say, and you don't have to listen, but you can just skip forward if you want to. But first of all, this is my 200th video, part 1 of these answers, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, I've already been here before. I had to remove 42 videos a few months ago. Well, I didn't have to, but I did it because it's possible that I had used copyrighted material, and I didn't want to get my account suspended. So to be sure, I removed all of the videos and used audio swap on the ones that I had used background music on. But the videos that was about music or about TV shows or whatever, I had to remove them. Second of all, I have now reached 500 subscribers, so I would like to thank everyone for subscribing to me. Third, I want to give 3 shoutouts. I'm gonna start to give shoutouts in each video when I find new DVD updating channels that I really like. So first of all is Stash05. I don't know how you pronounce it. But I've known about his channel for a while, but I never really thought about doing shoutouts regularly. So, but yeah, and then two other guys, or well, one guy, one girl. But first of all, Fiend Without a Face 66, I think his name is, and then Endless Blaze. So check those 3 people out. They have really cool collections. And well, that's all. So now let's get on with the questions. So first of all, I got a question as a private message from Darken Your Heart, and she basically asks me if metal is popular in Sweden. And yes, it is popular. I already answered her via PM, but I said I would answer here too. But yeah, it's popular, and I don't just want to say yeah, it's popular. So I thought that I would say something. And one thing that I can say is, like, people you meet on the internet, and you start chat with them, and you come to the subject music. Probably like 80% of all people that I've been talking to has been listening to metal. So it's anyway, between the age, like, I mean, there's no really specific age, but most people that I've been talking to has been maybe 15 to 20 years old. So around there, I would say a lot of people is listening to metal, but in other age groups as well, but especially there, I would say. And then the next 3 questions are from Ryan1988. So first of all, what made you first start wanting to collect DVDs? And well, there was no really reason. I mean, when you start the gymnasium here in Sweden, you usually get some more money, unless you're spoiled before. But well, I wasn't, so I got some more money. I got the opportunity to buy something else than just edible stuff, which was the only thing I bought at the time. But yeah, I decided to buy some movies just for fun. Didn't know really what to buy, so I got some movies. And then next month I got some more, and I really enjoyed that. And not long after that, I discovered the DVD updating community on YouTube, and a lot of people, sort of encouraged me and made me wanting to continue collecting, and that's like where I am now. Nothing has changed since that. I'm still inspired by a lot of people on YouTube. And I don't plan on stop collecting DVDs anytime. I'm probably not gonna collect until the day I die, but I'm gonna collect for a long time. And then, what is your favorite genre of film? That's definitely comedy. What is your favorite movie? That's Lord of the Rings, which, yeah, I know that's not a comedy, but yeah. So, next 5 questions is from Bloodwind. Favorite horror movies? Well, this list is not going to be very good because I very recently started to get into the whole horror genre. Like 1 year ago, I had basically not seen any horror movies actually. So like in a year or so, the list would be a lot better. But as of now, I guess The Mist, Saw 2 and 3, and Evil Dead. So that's probably my favorites right now. But there are a crap load of movies that I want to see. Favorite directors. This list is probably gonna be a bit different to what most people would say. I mean, they're all great directors, but I don't really hear people mention these as their favorites that often. But well, I'm into comedy, as I said, and a lot of these directors direct comedy movies mostly. But first of all, a non-comedy director, Peter Jackson. I really enjoy his movies, his old horror comedy movies, as well as his new, a bit more fantasy adventure movies. I love all of them. And then we have Mel Brooks, Jerry and David Zucker or Zucker, I don't really know how to pronounce it, but Judd Apatow, and then another one that I don't know how to pronounce, Steve Oedekerk, something. And he has only directed, I think, 8 movies, but 2 of those is like on my top 10 movies of all time list. So yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, I think that's all. If you could be anyone else for one day, who would it be? This answer will sort of be pretty weird, and maybe not what most people would say, but I would pick Vern Troyer because I am really tall. I don't know if you know that, but I'm about 1 meter 96 centimeters. So I've always been seen as like the tall guy, and I've always been taller than everyone basically. So it would be pretty fun to be short for a day. I mean, yeah, that's pretty extremely short, but why not go to the very extreme? So yeah, I guess him, and yeah. Favorite food and drink. Favorite food is definitely um, fried chicken with rice and peanut sauce. And I don't know if they taste different in other countries and stuff, but really the only place I've tasted that food is in my hometown in Sweden. So I don't know if it tastes a lot different outside Sweden or whatever, but yeah, well, that's my favorite food. Favorite drink, that's definitely Fanta Exotic Thrills. And last question from Bloodwind, what superpower would you want the most? And I was gonna say like be able to fly, because that's a pretty obvious thing that would be very awesome to be able to fly. But there is another thing that basically gives you the opportunity to do anything which is possible. I mean, you wouldn't be able to fly or read minds or be invisible or invincible or stuff like that. But if you had the superpower to be able to tell someone what to do, and they have to do it despite what it is, how weird it is. I mean, how weird it now is, you know, whatever it is, they have to do it. So in that way, you could get anything really. So yeah. Next 2 questions is from Bookhouseboy77. If you were on an island for 1 year and you could only take 5 movies with you, what would they be? Well, that would have to be 5 of my favorite movies. Well, I have seen a lot of these, you know, what are they called? 10 movies in your afterlife videos. And some people said that, like, I'm not gonna pick my favorite movies, but I'm gonna pick the movies that I can see over and over again. And for me, that doesn't really make much sense, because my favorite movies are the movies that I can watch over and over again. Movies that are not my favorite movies, I can't watch over and over again because they're not good enough. I don't like them much enough. So I would definitely choose Lord of the Rings, since, as I said, it's my favorite movie. And if you count the whole trilogy as one movie, then I would go with the whole trilogy. But if you count them as separate movies, which it really is, so I guess that's what you would do. I would go with both the second and the third movie. So that gives me three more, and I would choose probably Dumb and Dumber, Christmas Vacation, and The Naked Gun. But if I would be in, a decision with this, or I would not have chosen movies this quickly. Obviously, I would have given it more thought. But any brothers or sisters? Yeah, I have a brother and one sister. They are both 9 years old, and they're actually twins. And then I have a stepsister, which I don't really know if you would count her, but because she's not really related to me. It's my stepmom's daughter from a former marriage. So yeah, it's not really related to me, but I do see her as my sister. Next question from Daniel Opeth. Looking forward to any release this year, motion pictures as well as music. Well, most albums, they have already been released that I was looking forward to. So I can really only say one of them, and that's Beg for It by Hardcore Superstar, which will be released June 3rd or June 5th. I'm not really sure, because it says June 5th, I think, on their on trailers on YouTube for their album, but it says June 3rd on their official website. So I don't really know, but it's soon anyway, and that's awesome. And about movies, it's not really that many actually, but definitely Jackie Chan's two movies, The Big Soldier and the Shinjuku Incident. Big Soldier, that really looks like a typical Jackie Chan movie, and Shinjuku Incident looks like a very untypical Jackie Chan movie, like drama action movie. But I'm definitely looking forward to both of those. And then I guess actually Night at the Museum too, because there's such an amazing cast when it comes to comedians. And what else? Land of the Lost, funny people, and then there are more people. Sorry, more movies that is gonna come out later, other years, which I'm looking forward to. But well, the question was this year, so well, that's my answer. Next three questions is from friend01sd. So first of all, how many DVDs have you? I have, if you count, double features and so on, up to, however many movies, doesn't matter. But if you count that as one movie, and if you count TV sets as one DVD, I have about 380, I'd say. Favorite Swedish movies. This is a question that I really was looking forward to answering, because I've never really talked about this. And first of all, I want to mention a Swedish TV show, which isn't, it's not a movie, but I feel like I just need to mention it because it's amazing. It's called Tusenbröder. I'll write the names of everything here as a subtitle, so you can see how it spells. But Tusenbröder is an amazing show, especially the second season. I mean, I love that show. You definitely need to check it out. But I was kind of disappointed with the third season. It's really just a very long movie, not really that much of a season, but yeah, but it's very good. And I think it's like 5 1 hour long episodes, at least the second season. I don't know why that matters, but anyway. And then when it comes to movies, I'll just mention a few. Kops, Jalla Jalla, populärmusik från Vittula. What else? Smala Sussi, Ondskan. And then there are a few classic movies. They're classic to me anyway. First of all, Jönssonligan. There has been like 7 of those movies, and I think they're like based on some Danish movies. They're originally Danish or something, maybe Norwegian. I don't really know. But yeah, they're really fun. They don't have that great IMDb ratings, but I love them all. Um, it's like comedy crime, I think. And if you see some movies called Lilla Jönssonligan, that's something else. You don't need to watch that. But the Jönssonligan movies, those are awesome. And then the last movies are called Sällskapsresan, and they have a few different titles. I'll write them all here. I can't really remember all of the names because all of them have different names. But yeah. Okay, so third question: which kind of films do you prefer? That's comedy, as I've answered. So next three questions are from Glyn Reaper 08 or 08. What film has affected you mostly after watching main influential movie? I can't really think of a movie that has affected me more than it's a great movie. So I'm just gonna have to say Lord of the Rings. What's your favorite animated film? That's The Polar Express, and I haven't really heard anyone else say that. The Polar Express is their favorite, but it's mine. But some else that I feel like I need to mention is The Lion King, A Bug's Life, and Wall-E. Do you like musicals? No, I really don't. So next 5 questions is from Child of Botomy. First of all, well, I guess I'll say the first 2 questions at once. What's the best movie you have seen this year, and what's the worst movie you have seen this year? Because you wrote the movies doesn't have to be from 2009 after that. So, well, best movie this year. That's a really tough question. I can't remember right now all of movies that I've seen this year, but it is probably Smala Susie. Slim Susie in English. I mentioned it before when I was talking about my favorite movies, my favorite Swedish movies. And the worst movie I've seen this year, that's probably Bark. Best movie in your DVD collection. That's a pretty hard question because most of my favorite movies I have on VHS, but my favorite one on DVD is maybe The Naked Gun or maybe Christmas Vacation. It's a hard question though. Worst movie in your DVD collection? That's probably Bark. What are your thoughts about religion? I don't want to be like I can't think of the word, but I hope you don't think I'm stupid or anything. Yeah, I can't think of the word I was gonna say, but never mind. But really all I can say about religion is that I do not believe in God, because I mean there is no really proofs that he would exist, so I don't see really why you should believe in him, but that's just my opinion. And that's really all I can say about that subject, because yeah, I don't know, maybe it's a subject that you should know a lot about, but I just don't. So, but yeah. Next 4 questions is from the inner DVD pattern. First of all, it's sort of 2 questions. What's your favorite movie genre? Least favorite? Well, favorite I've already said, it's comedy. Least favorite, that's probably musicals actually. Sorry to disappoint you, Glyn Reaper. But yeah, well, I suppose you asked me because you like musicals, but yeah. Have you traveled to other countries before? Yeah, I've been to, first of all, Denmark a lot of times. I've been to Greece once, I've been to Italy once, and then I've been to the Canary Islands twice, and I think that belongs to Spain, but I'm not sure. And then when we were going to Italy, we were driving car there, so we went through other countries. I think we went through Germany and France and some other that I can't remember. So yeah, that's all I've been to. I've never been outside Europe, which I really want to. I know you're into different types of metal, so I was wondering, have you heard of the American band Between the Buried and Me? Buried or Buried? I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but yeah, I've heard of them, but I've never really heard them. That makes sense. I mean, I know the band's name, but I have only heard the song Mordecai. But if there was any songs, if the reason why you asked me was because you liked them, you could tell me about your favorite song and I'll listen to it and tell you my opinion if you want to. Last question from the inner DVD pattern. What are some of your favorite music genres that are in metal, if you have any? I like hard rock, sleaze rock, and glam rock. I'll give you a few examples. First of all, Hardcore Superstar. I mentioned this before in other videos, but it has been my favorite band for probably 8, maybe 9 years. And that's hard rock, a little bit sleaze rock. And they have actually a new guitarist now, so I'm looking forward to see how it's gonna sound with the new guitarist. The upcoming album will be the first album with Big Zeno, who is the new guitarist, so that's gonna be interesting. And then some other bands that aren't really that much hard rock, it's mostly sleaze and glam, but well, Crazy Licks, Dirty Penny, Babylon Bombs, and then The Darkness. I love The Darkness. And then my cousin, who is really sort of educated, or she knows a lot about music, she told me that Hanoi Rocks is similar to Tokyo Hotel. So yeah, I don't know if that's true, but I actually like Hanoi Rocks. But if that's the case, I don't care really. Next 3 questions is from Vlogging Bastendo. Do you play an instrument? If yes, which one? Well, I've never really taken any lessons, but I can play the drums a little bit. I am a little self-taught when it comes to playing the drums. And I have taken a few guitar lessons, I think 10 guitar lessons. But I didn't really like that because we played like pop and stuff, and I want to play metal, so yeah. If you could get a chance to replace a member in the band, which would you prefer to replace the band member? Which band member? That's probably gonna have to be a very talented one, just to see how it is to be able to play really good. Well, I suppose you mean that I would get their skills of playing, otherwise it would just be stupid. Because they would wonder why that person had got so bad all of a sudden. Yeah, I would probably go with Herman Lee from Dragon Force, and that's not because I like Dragon Force, because I don't, but it's because, well, he's an amazing guitarist, and it would be fun to have his skills well, I wouldn't want to replace a band member I like for the rest of my life, but maybe for a day or so. Would be fun to just try. Can you quote some famous movie quotes in Swedish? Well, I can't really. I don't watch too many Swedish movies, but I guess I'll say something. There's a sort of a somewhat famous line that is from the movie Sällskapsresan that I was talking about before, which goes like, I'm not sure if this is exactly how he says, but jag kan flyga, jag är inte rädd. That's sort of what he says. And it's at least a famous quote in that movie series. But yeah. Next 4 questions is from Fat Austin Vids. And the first question is really hard to answer, but if you had to pick one CD that you would be forced to listen to for the remainder of your life, hearing nothing ever but the sounds of that CD, what CD would you choose? Why? Please note that it will be forced on you for all eternity, and you will never be able to stop listening to that album. Well, metal is my favorite genre, definitely, but I would not choose a metal album because I mean, it's hard to explain. It would have been too. I mean, I don't know. I just wouldn't have wanna listen to a metal album. So I would go with an album from Hardcore Superstar. I mentioned before, my favorite band. Probably their album "Thank You for Letting Us Be Ourselves." and I don't really know why. It's not my favorite album. If I would get to choose my favorite songs and make my own album, that would be awesome, but well, that's not really the question. So I would go with Thank You for Letting Us Be Ourselves, because I have some reason for some reason feels like that's the album that I would get the least tired of. Do you smoke? If so, what brand? Well, actually, I've never even tried smoking. Do you drink? If yes, red or white wines? Have you ever drank any flavored honey wines? Well, I don't have the age. I'm not in the age, of drinking. I'm actually turning 17 tomorrow, so congratulations to me. But I've only tasted red and white wines, and if I had to choose, I would go with white, but I don't really like either. If you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be? I would be a willow because of a very great reason, and that's the only tree I know the name of in English, so I don't really know what else to go with. And last 5 questions is from Vellatrix. Are you a morning bird or a night owl? Well, I guess I'm a night owl. Can you swim? I think that's pretty obvious, but yes, I can. Do you like to sing? Nope. What do you think of MTV? Well, it's nothing I watch. I used to watch like programs like Room Raiders, Next, and stuff like that. But yeah, it seems like those shows are scripted, so that really. I mean, yeah, and I don't know. I don't really watch them now, and I don't really like it that much anymore. If you could choose another time in history to be born, when would that be? I would probably choose to be born 1900, because then I would grow up pretty much the same time as the movie would grow up, when the movie started, motion picture. It would be really interesting to see how it was to go to the cinema at like the 20s or something. So yeah, I would definitely choose that, but I wouldn't want to live there. Maybe for a day or something, but yeah. So that's all of the questions. Thanks to everyone for asking me such great questions. I had a blast answering them. So I'll see you in my next video. Actually, something that I was going to mention. I have, I think, about 10 videos or something that I am planning to make. So yeah, I have a lot of ideas right now. So yeah, but thanks for watching.